Hi everybody, it's Michelle here again with Uhura. Here at Uhura, I am a full spectrum plant-based holistic doula and an advocate for all things safe, natural, and effective. Here on this channel, we discuss all things birth, pregnancy, and womb health related. So if you guys like what you hear, you like the content, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. So today's topic is going to be about routine IVs. Um, I'm just gonna get into saying that I always question anything that starts with routine, because anything that is routine means that it is done for a specific reason, but that doesn't mean that I am impacted by that reason. So, for instance, if a routine IV is always given to birthing women simply because most birthing women come into the hospital dehydrated, does that necessarily mean I'm dehydrated? When I came into the hospital, what was my levels? Did I have enough water? Did I drink enough water? Am I doing well? My ketone levels fine. So that's why for me, anything that says, "Oh, this is routine," I always question it. So here's the thing with routine IVs. It's automatically like, okay, let's get you prepared, let's get you prepped, gonna get this IV in your arm, blah 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 blah, right? So at this point, you're in the hospital, you're coming in, and they're just like, everything is just like automatic. There's no axing, there's no, hey, let me check your urine to see if you're dehydrated, any of that stuff. That stuff is done, but it's usually done after all of that has occurred in the first place. But you have an option. You don't have to have an IV when you're birthing. And the thing about routine IVs is that they have consequences. It's not like, oh, it's a harmless thing and we're just doing this because whatever. Um, or just in case. They have consequences. IVs can cause swelling. You can overhydrate. Now you have swelling in your feet. It can actually um, enhance the effects of preeclampsia. It can cause the baby to be much more puffier and swollen at birth. That's why a lot of times, like, a baby will be born, and the weight that they are at when they're born, they quickly, get rid of that weight through urination and things like that. And then it's like a red flag for the doctors. It's like, oh, you lost 10% of your birth weight, but 10% of your birth weight was really the IV fluids, and you were never that weight to begin with. So it's not really a red flag. It just looks like a red flag because you pumped me with fluids, and now it's all of these little things that's happening that really didn't need to happen in the first place. It can also disrupt your ability to breastfeed, for your milk to um, come in smoothly. And we can get into all of that. You guys can research it and look up what I'm talking about. But I'm just giving the information that I've researched, I've found when it comes to routine IVs. And here's the largest thing, like the largest part of why I don't really advocate for routine IVs, because when you are birthing, we know that it is a lot of work to birth a child. Now, I'm hooked up, to an IV. I'm hooked up down. I have a pole, so now mobility is restrictive. I gotta walk around with this pole. If I have to go to the bathroom, if I want to do movement, if I want to, you know, whatever. If I want to get out the bed, I gotta do all of this stuff and work around this cord, this line, this pole, all of these different things. Um, it's harder for me to, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna put it here. I try to say, if you need it, please put it here, because this is the most mobile one where you don't have to, fumble around with, movement and stuff like that. But if you're going to get one, definitely try to go for the hand. If you don't need one, you don't need one. You can say, no, I don't wish to have an IV. I think I want to just drink my fluids. I can drink. I'm okay to, you know, get my fluids intake, you know, by water or fluids and tea or whatever you want to do it, however you want to do it. But my thing is, now I'm feeling like a patient. Now I got machines, I got cords, I got needles, I got all of these different things, and it's like we're birthing women. This is a phenomenon. This is something beautiful. This is something amazing that we're doing, and now we feel like we are a patient in a hospital and something is wrong because that's what it looks like. That's what's happening. We hooked up to all of these monitors and cords and everything else, and it's like it's hard for us to move around. Now you're gonna find yourself ended up laying in the bed, um, because that's just how you're being treated. And so that's how you start to be. And it's like it's psychological and people don't understand and realize that, but that is really how it works most of the time. So I always tell my clients when they call me, I think I'm in labor. I immediately say, how much water have you drank today? Are you hydrated? What color is your pee? If these things don't align, get water. Let's drink our water now, especially if we're doing a hospital birth. Home births is a little bit different because we have a little bit more control over that. We can, you know, address these things as we are there. But if we're going into a hospital, we need to make sure we are hydrated. It just eliminates so much stuff. It eliminates the restrictive mobility. It eliminates the a lot of the pain that's associated with the surges of contractions, because when you are dehydrated, your muscles are going to cramp much more harder than they should if they're lubricated. So all of these things are already uh, alleviated when we go into our birth space hydrated. It is very important. One of the most important things that you can do for yourself and for your babies to be fueled with the proper nutrition and to be hydrated with good clean water. So that's my thing. When my clients calling me, this is for new doulas or doulas who haven't incorporated this or don't think of this or whatever the case may be. But definitely, hey, let's get that water in. Let's prepare ourselves. Let's breathe. All of that stuff so that we are better able and equipped to decline things or to say, oh, this is not necessary because I have enough fluid in my body and I'm hydrated, so I don't need that. And so then you can birth your baby in a more suitable way, a more comfortable way. You want to be comfortable. You don't want to be hooked up. You don't want to be, you know, gotta swing cords around lines. And that stuff frustrates you. You don't need to. The last thing you need to be doing in the birthing process is being frustrated. You need to be focused and concentrating and in the best space that you could possibly be. So, like I said, for me, routine IVs is unnecessary. If you need it, you need it. It's a difference. If you need it, then you just need it. But you also still want, if you need it, it also still needs to be monitored. A lot of times we get IVs and then people walk away and it's like now we're overhydrated and we don't monitor because it's a routine, so it's not something that we think about twice. So it's just happening and it's just like it is what it is, and I'm just gonna walk away from it and forget about it. But again, that's my take on routine IVs. I hope this content was useful and helpful. If you guys have questions, um if you want topics talked about that I haven't talked about, please be sure to email me at birthuhura@gmail.com. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you guys for the next video. My name is Michelle. I am a doula with Birth Uhura, and peace and pregnancy deaths.